Welcome back, trainers. So I did complete Looming in the Shadows, taking out Giovanni using 1500 CP Pokemon and under. We'll be taking a look at that as well as catching my Shadow Articuno. So this was fantastic. Been waiting for this for quite some time, you guys know. Alright, so taking a look at the overview of Looming in the Shadows, if you're not quite aware of all of the tasks and what you're going to have to do, you are going to be running into a kind of wall out of 2 of 6. And that is going to be spin a Pokestop 5 days in a row. Finally getting past that, and then you have go up against all of the rocket leaders, which is also going to be a bit tedious because you're going to have to collect those components unless you were lucky enough to purchase the radar when it was in the shop and you bought a mass of those, because they did take them out for some odd reason. Now we're just going to look at my progress all the way up to Giovanni. Now Giovanni himself will have Persian in that number 1 spot. Number 2, Dugtrio, Nidoking, or Rhydon possibly, followed up by Articuno every time in that 3rd spot, and Persian in number 1 in that 1st spot there. So if you do go up against Rhydon, that is going to be fairly simple. Being a rock and ground type, you can use grass doing massive effective damage if you're trying to do that 1500 CP challenge going up against them. The Persian on my end did have feint attack, so scratch. I was looking forward to seeing how strong that would be, but that's okay. Anyways, moving on here, we're going to make some progress. We just went downtown and knocked this out fairly quick. Now take a look. Ran into a pretty interesting glitch here. This was after I turned on the rocket radar, and then I had this. So we're going to find our first admin, in which we're going to have to take out all 3 of those. The first one I'm going to be going up against is going to be Sierra here. I'm not going to be using 1500 CP to go up against them right now. I didn't have time for that. We didn't want to see what the team was and then go back in. We just went in with an A team, in which we thought might do okay up against it. So of course, starting it off with Lucario here. Going to go ahead and just burn that shield. You don't need to hit any of those, of course. And then we're going to just knock it out with counters. Burn the next shield with the power-up punch against that Hypno. Of course, that's the set I was looking for, but I didn't have time to do the challenge that I was trying to complete yesterday. And so we burned that last shield. Now we're just going to go for Shadow Ball. After this, I could have switched. Got a little greedy. Thought I might be able to take it out with counters. Could have went for that power-up punch, but oh well. Lucario fainted. No big deal. Now we're just going to go in here with our Shiny Raikou. In comes the Houndoom. So I did have Metagross in the back in case she did have Gardevoir. So, and I put the Raikou in here in case it had Lapras. But as you can see, the Raikou is doing perfectly fine. After you do the 1500 over and over again, it becomes so simple when you use maxed out Pokemon here. And yeah, I heard the Gardevoir is extremely hard. I don't think I personally have went up against it. The Charm is absolutely devastating. So we'll see if we can do a 1500 challenge on that. I don't know if that's even going to be possible. I'm sure it is some sort of way, somehow, using some sort of charged steel move. I'm sure you can do it with like Probopass or something. Anyways, so we're just going to go ahead and fast catch that. The glitch is still here. Pretty cool. That'd be neat if there's actually a filter for you to turn it on and off, some sort of upside down world mode. Now we're going to go ahead and go up against Arlo here yet again. Another, just pick a team, go in there and just destroy it. Do start it off with Probopass. Now I just did this because it's pretty reliable going up against the Air/Scyther. We're going to be able to burn the shields and resist those flying type moves quite a bit. It is going to be hanging on by a thread towards the end of the Scyther's life cycle, but it doesn't really matter. We just need this to withstand those quick moves and then get off these charge moves to burn the shield. Now I do hit these rock slides like a scrub here in just a moment. Forgive me, it doesn't really matter. I knew I wasn't pressed to get an excellent. But now we're just going to go ahead and do that. Missed a couple, like, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. Then we'll be able to have it hit its charge move. So that is going to make it freeze. Perfect. And now we're just going to go ahead and go for that rock slide. The rest of my Pokemon are definitely not 1500. And then I have a Garchomp completely maxed out behind this, and then a Rhyperior as well. So we're going to be looking pretty good. No more shields on our end. I'm going to go ahead and Earthquake that thing out of here. This should be one shot. Absolutely. In comes Caesar. And I almost feel like I should purchase a secondary move on my Garchomp now, since we have these rocket bosses, because I feel like Outrage would be fantastic on Garchomp with that quick move on it. Able to charge extremely quick and hit hard for neutral damage for some of these Pokemon. And then in comes the Rhyperior, and they're just going to go for Surf, simple as that, and one and done. So I had fun doing this Giovanni challenge, guys. This is, you know, I'm wondering when they're going to release it so you can continuously battle them over and over again. Probably after this event, they're going to come out with some sort of message saying, oh, Giovanni is still roaming around and now he has all of the legendary birds as a possible Pokemon for him to use. Totally see that happening because there is a badge within the game for Bronze, Silver, and Gold going up against Giovanni, and there's no way you can get that by simply battling him once. And we're on to our last one, Cliff here, and of course we're not using 1500. It's going in here with our strong Pokemon and getting this over with so we can get to the boss man himself. Now, mine also did have Dugtrio. I was really hoping for possibly Nidoking, in which I would have powered up my Legacy Hypno with Psyshock. So it does have Confusion and Psyshock, which would have been pretty good to go up against him. I do believe Hypno is pretty tanky, so probably should just power that up right now and get it over with so I can use it in the future. In comes the Swampert. Now this is working really good. It's going to be a little bit better with Mudshot, although Water Gun is going to be doing a good amount of damage to them. But the Mudshot will be able to charge your moves a little bit faster. Anyways, finishing that off here, we're almost up to 400 Rocket Stops. You'd think I'd be a little bit higher, but haven't been doing as much as I really wanted to. Anyways, we found Giovanni. There was a decoy. I went in to see what team it had, and it was just some weak normal team. But here we are, finally. The boss man himself, the moment I've been waiting for a long time. And I can't wait till I can continuously battle him over and over again, even though there's going to be a process. Now, I first went in here with 1500. We have Lucario, Venusaur, and then Bastiodon. Now, remember the team Persian, and then possibly Dugtrio, Nidoking, and Rhydon, as well as Articuno, of course, at the end, in which that's going to be Shadow for you to catch. Fantastic. So, look at the Persian. All right, our Lucario did go down here, and now I'm thinking, what can I do? All right, we're going to go in here with the Bastiodon. And at this point, I realized I don't think Bastiodon was going to be the best option. This was for Articuno, but what can I do is, well, possibly burn the shield here and then retreat into Venusaur once that Persian is low, but it is digging into me quite significantly, so we do make that switch into Venusaur here. Perfect on the charge move for Giovanni's Persian. Now it's going to be still, and we can feint it down almost. It does get a hit on us, but that's fine. In comes the Dugtrio, no more shields, and we're going to be able to rip it apart with Frenzy Plant. Now, if that was a Rhydon, I think it would do a lot more damage, although Dugtrio is a bit squishy. Coming in here with the Bastiodon finally, and let's see how much this Stone Edge is going to be doing to it. All right, so a good amount of damage, but look at the CP, 17,000 on that Articuno. All right, now let's take a look at the success, and I'll be right back. And there you have it, folks, using 1500 CP Pokemon. I challenge you to do the same. It's pretty fun. I mean, building up all the way to this point, why not give yourself the challenge you deserve at this point? Anyways, we get those revives. Thank you. I don't even care about the Universe Stone or anything else. Revives, I need them nowadays. Same with potions. And there we have the Articuno Shadow. Now, nobody's been reporting any shiny Shadow Articunos, right? So don't get too hyped for that. It's just going to be a Shadow at this point. Now, when do I think the rest of the birds are going to be coming out for us to catch Shadow like this? As soon as this event is over, they'll probably say, like we went over previously in the beginning of the video, that Giovanni is still roaming around. He's not giving up. And now he's being spotted with the other legendary birds as his Pokemon that he's using. So that's probably how we'll see them entering. Now let's go ahead and take a look at that. Oh man, opposite PvP. Ha! I like to see somebody, oh man, max out their Shadow Articuno. Now that's going to be very, very, very expensive. Oh my goodness. But somebody's actually completely maxed out a Shadow Tyranitar, and that's almost going to be around 1 million Stardust. Pretty insane. So after this, I do collect my first badge, as you can see, indicating that we will be able to battle him again in the future. Otherwise, what is the point of even having that badge, right? So very exciting stuff here. This is definitely pushing us to go and battle the Go Rocket Stops a lot more. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, trainers, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I will be bringing you some pretty exciting videos later today. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time.